Baking virtual cookies. The basics of Autodesk TinkerCAD. To make a new design, click New and then 3D Design. On the left side of the screen, you'll see the work plane. This is the desk you'll build on. One finger moves it around, or you can click on the cube and you can look at it one side at a time. The top, the front, the right side. On the right side of the screen, you'll see a lot of different shapes. On the top left of the screen, you'll see a weird word. That's the file name. Let's rename it. In the top left corner, you'll see the TinkerCAD logo, as I like to call it, the rainbow waffle. Click on that and you'll go back to the main screen. On the main screen, you can see all of your files. Just click Tinker This to edit any of them. Cookies are basically cylinder shape, so we're going to start by dragging a cylinder over from the right side. We can zoom in on this cylinder by using 2 fingers in a pinching motion. You can tell if the cylinder is selected if it has a blue line around it and these white squares. You can change the size of the cylinder by dragging on these squares. Oh no! I accidentally moved the cylinder. It's okay, anytime you make a mistake, hit the undo button. It's an arrow pointing left. That's better. There's also a redo button if you want to go back to what you did before. Just remember, if you make a mistake, hit undo. So if you hit the trash can and throw it away, oops, hit undo. While the cylinder's selected, you'll notice it has a lot of options. Let's make it look more like a cookie by increasing the number of sides. Right now it's got 12. Let's put that all the way up to 64. We can find out what the other options do as well, just by playing with them. Remember, if you make a mistake, just hit undo. I think this looks a little smoother and a little more like a cookie. Let's change it and make it a little more cookie colored. So let's click on the colors. Neither of these look really like a cookie. Let's make a custom cookie color. If we click this white square here, we can squash the cookie down and make it more of a cookie shape. When you move the white squares, you'll notice measurements pop up. If you click there, you can type in a precise measurement. I'm going to make my cookie 3 inches by 3 inches. But that seems too thin now, so I'm going to make it a little thicker. I think that the half sphere shape would make a good chocolate chip. Let's change its size and make it brown. Oh no, what did I do? Hit undo. We want to drag it over, so I'm going to look at it from the top. And no, hit undo. Don't get frustrated. There we go. Now that looks a little too small. Let's maybe make that just a tiny bit bigger. So we're going to type in some bigger measurements there. And there. And that's a little bit more chocolate chip size. If you notice, the chocolate chip and the cookie are kind of on top of each other. So I have just got them, they're kind of just overlapping. So now I want to get some more chocolate chips. Now I could do it the hard way and resize these half spheres and then make them brown. Or I could do it the easy way and I could copy. So what I'm going to do is select a chocolate chip. And then I'm going to hit the copy button. And then when I hit the paste button, it's going to make a new chocolate chip. If I hit the paste button again, I can get a new chocolate chip. So let's fill this cookie up with some chocolate chips. That looks pretty good. So now we have a cylinder and a bunch of half spheres that look like a chocolate chip cookie. But I want to group them together and make an actual shape that is a chocolate chip cookie. So what I'm going to do is slowly select every single chocolate chip, and then I'm going to select the cookie shape, and then I'm going to use the group button to group them all together. Remember, we can tell everything is selected because it has a blue line around it. The group button is right here. Now look, this is selected with a red line. That means that the TinkerCAD program is thinking. Don't do anything while it's selected with a red line. Everything becomes the same color when you group it, so you need to click Multicolor. Now look, we got a cookie. If we resize it, the chips change with the cookie. If you click the bottom left button, it will change everything in scale with one another. So the height and the width and the depth will all change at once. Look, it's red. Don't move it. Wait till it's blue. Now we can move it. I just copied and pasted these. Let's say we wanted this one to have different chips. We just need to ungroup it by clicking the Ungroup button. Now we can move the chips around. Let's move them around so this one's a little different than the others. To make it easier to select, if you double tap and then drag, you can select everything all at once. Now this cookie's unique. The top two shapes are holes. If we drag a hole cylinder over onto our cookie, it'll look like we're taking a cylinder out of the cookie. It'll look like we're biting the cookie. So if we click the hole and we click the cookie and group them together, yum, we just took a bite. Let's take another one. So grouping this hole with the solid cuts away from the solid. Let's pick this cookie up and set it on top of the others. If we click this triangle, it will lift the cookie up off of the work plane. Off of the work plane, not under the work plane. Now let's rotate it so it looks like it's leaning on these cookies. If we click on this, we can rotate. If you rotate with your finger inside the circle, it rotates it at 22.5 degree increments. If you rotate it with outside the circle, it'll rotate it freely at 1 degree increments. So I'm going to make it look like it's leaning on the other cookies. If you keep playing with this app, you'll find all kinds of very interesting things you can do with it. Just keep playing and remember to hit the undo button if you make a mistake.